Yo, what it is, guys? Leo Mookie here, and today I'm bringing you a new What If series. This is What If Izuku and Ichigo were brothers? And this is going to be part one. And to bring up to some things, no, Izuku and Ichigo will not be in the world of My Hero Academia. This would be a series strictly to the universe of Bleach instead. Not only that, the reason I wanted to do this What If series is when I was celebrating Izuku and Mario's birthday, who basically shared the same birthday, turns out Ichigo and Izuku share the same birthday as well. So I just got the idea in my mind saying, holy shit, what if I basically put these two as brothers? And it wouldn't be too far off. However, just letting you guys know, this video will not be completely centered around Izuku. At least not this part. Just a heads up. Also, just letting you know, since both Izuku and Ichigo are basically going to be twins in this What If series, and just letting you all know that some of their powers may be split. At least one that I see is pretty goddamn overpowered will be split in half. And I think some of you can understand which one would be. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? A small city by the name of Katakura Town. Two boys by the name of Ichigo Kurasuki and Izuku Kurasuki is born in this world. Two twins, fraternal twins at that as well, being the sons of Isshin Kurasuki and Masaki Kurasuki as well, with a couple years later even having another pair of twins being Yuzu and Korin Kurasaki. As the years go by, Izuku and Ichigo both grew up as somewhat similar twin brothers, actually, as they both were pretty kind-hearted and also somewhat crybabies as well. However, the only difference being that, Ichigo always felt like when he failed, he always cried, where Izuku always cried when he felt like he was out of his league. Because of this, the two brothers always got bullied. However, they were always protected by their childhood friend being Tatsuki. The three friends' friendship never really, wavered at any time. However, this began starting to strain, especially when Ichigo and Izuku's mother died, protecting them from Grand Fissure, of course. As Izuku and Ichigo began mourning their mother's death, however, they do it in different ways, where Ichigo continued going to, Katakura Town's riverbank to try and find the soul of their mother. Izuku always stayed home and basically cried himself to sleep day in and day out, blaming himself for their mother's death. It was only until both Izuku and Ichigo confronted each other, with soon Ichigo asking, "Why don't you ever leave, Izuku?" With soon Izuku saying, "Why should I? I'm just cursed." With that, Ichigo was actually surprised hearing his brother say that, with soon grabbing him by the shoulders, telling him, "It's not your fault, it's my fault." With Izuku saying, "But I tried to help too, and yet it's..." With soon Izuku began crying again, as then Ichigo put his twin brother in a hug. With soon he also begins crying. With that, Isshin soon comforted the two twins, as saying not to blame themselves. With soon years going by, as the two brothers now are starting junior high, with Ichigo getting mocked and kind of bullied because of his orange hair, after all. As for Izuku, he has black hair, just letting you know, just like Isshin, of course. So he's not as bullied as much. Not only that, most of the people don't even believe Izuku and Ichigo are twins anyway, as they share the same last name, but that's it. Mostly because during this time, this is where, Ichigo begins turning into that of a delinquent, because he always continues fighting back against the people who basically mock his orange hair. As for Izuku, he's, well, always still been a nervous wreck, of course, and always been shy, antisocial. However, there is one thing that actually does symbolize both brothers, that they do want to protect the people that's close to them, protect the people who they see as they care about the most. There are also times where Izuku also backs up his brother anyway when he's being bullied, like especially when he's outnumbered. And Izuku does know how to fight back, since they did take martial arts lessons alongside Tatsuki at her dojo after all, with the two brothers somewhat getting, well, that of reputation, with many people don't even believing that Izuku can fight back because of his nervous attitude, and Ichigo just being that of a delinquent boy. Not only that, this is also where they began meeting Chad, where both brothers can actually relate to Chad a little bit. When Chad was basically, well, tied up and beaten by a couple delinquents, both Izuku and Ichigo came to Chad's rescue and helped him out. With soon, the three basically having that of a strong friendship. However, this didn't stop many other, well, delinquents from trying to pick fights with Izuku Chad as well, with Izuku always getting dragged into the middle because he drags himself into it to help out his brother and one of his friends. A couple years later, this is also when, well, Izuku and Ichigo began meeting that of Orihime after trying to help out her brother, being Sora, after getting in a car accident that would end up claiming his life. Izuku would actually begin developing a crush on Orihime, actually, and also began trying to become friends with her alongside Ichigo. However, as time went by, Izuku would notice that Orihime has feelings for Ichigo. With that, Izuku just actually, well, had his crush faded from him and always tries his best to help Orihime get closer and closer with Ichigo instead of just becoming that of acquaintances or somewhat friends. 1 year later, soon Izuku, Ichigo, Chad, Orihime, and Tatsuki all begin their year at Karakura High School. However, due to, well, Ichigo and Chad's infamy of being somewhat delinquents, a couple of delinquents who were basically second years in the high school knew about them and tried to set them straight. With soon two first years alongside them, being a red-haired guy by the name of Keigo and a short black-haired dude by the name of Kojima, as they were kind of worried about meeting two infamous junior high delinquents going to the same school as them. But soon, Izuku basically calming them down, saying that they have nothing to worry about. They're actually really good guys. They just get dragged into stupid shit like this. With the two looking at that of a somewhat middle-height, short, messy black-haired kid who's a first year just like them, as he has freckles, with it being Izuku. As Keigo asks, "Why are you so calm about this? Shouldn't you be freaking out as well?" As soon Izuku saying, "Why should I? After all, Chad's my, well, best friend, and also Ichigo's my twin brother." With soon Keigo actually freaking out as he's saying, "There's no, wait, how are you his brother? You guys don't." We're fraternal twins. With Kojima saying, I could see that. With soon Keigo saying, "Wait," being cut off with half of the delinquents beaten up by Chad and Ichigo. With soon Keigo and Kojima almost getting, well, involved in this. With soon Izuku actually basically helping them out with his own kick. With soon both of them were actually surprised that somebody like him, who doesn't even look threatening at all, basically, well, helped them out. With soon all five of them actually became pretty close friends. Keigo was a little bit skeptical at first, but he began lightening up. Not only that, both Izuku and Ichigo actually ran into Udihu, as they know on who he is since both their fathers know each other, especially since Udihu's father is a pretty prestige doctor slash Quincy. And both Izuku and Ichigo wanted to know why he wouldn't go to a prestigious school to become a doctor just like him. With Udihu basically answering, I have no interest in becoming a doctor like my father anymore. From now on, I'm walking my own path. With hearing that, he goes off on his own, with both brothers actually kind of confused, but Ichigo just lets it be with Izuku thinking, what's with him? He seems a bit, off. With Ichigo saying, what do you mean? With soon Izuku saying, I just can't put my finger onto it. It just feels off. With soon Ichigo just basically pats his brother on the shoulder saying, come on, you're overthinking things as usual. Come, let's go. With soon Izuku saying, maybe you're right. With soon Izuku actually, without realizing it, was sensing Uryu's spiritual pressure as a Quincy. A couple months later, as Ichigo and Izuku heading back home, they soon basically beat the shit out of a couple of skateboarders, with one of them saying, what the hell do you think you're doing? We were just, with soon Ichigo scaring them off, basically telling them, get lost right now. With soon them freaking out and then leaving. With Izuku saying, did you really need to be like that, Ichigo? Saying, if you don't scare people off like that, they just won't learn. With soon on to their side, Izuku basically picks up a small glass bottle which had a flower inside, with it being the resting place for a girl that died, actually, as her spirit is still there. And she thanks the two boys for helping her, with soon Izuku saying no problems, with Ichigo saying, yeah, it was just only the right thing to do. As soon both brothers basically saying that they'll bring more water for our flowers tomorrow, with soon both of them heading back home. Soon it's just being a typical normal day as usual. Ichigo and Chad getting into fights as always, with soon Izuku always on standby, making sure that they didn't get have any trouble. With Keiko freaking out as usual. Kojima basically taking things positively as always, and just not really much to think about, except with Tatsuki basically scolding Ichigo as always, with then her scolding Izuku for not keeping Ichigo in line as well. With soon Izuku saying, what do you want me to do? He's his own person. Within Orihime saying, Tatsuki, I think you're being a little too cruel on them. With Tatsuki saying, and you're too soft on them. With soon Izuku went to Ichigo saying, things never change, don't they? With Ichigo saying, yep, they never do. With soon, as school ended, Izuku and Ichigo heading home, as they see the same spirit of the little girl that they met yesterday actually running from something, as it looked like that of a monster, as it being a hollow, with Ichigo and Izuku not knowing what's going on, with then a person wearing all black, as it being that of a kimono, basically cuts the monster down with a katana, as it being a young woman, with Izuku and Ichigo literally surprised and shocked about this. Within heading back home, they couldn't help but just think about what just happened. As for Izuku, his thinking basically still contains to muttering, as he begins muttering the entire time about who that girl was and what was a monster, with soon Ichigo getting annoyed saying, will you shut the hell up? What soon Izuku's like, oh, sorry, Ichigo. I just can't. Well, with Ichigo cutting him off saying, look, I get it. You were surprised about what happened. Honestly, I'm the same way. But going basically muttering crazy wouldn't, as he was soon cut off by the same young woman from earlier that basically came into their room with both their eyes widening, with her saying, this is where I sense the spiritual pressure. Both of them were at that. We're good. As she continues looking around, with soon Ichigo doing before, basically kicking the young woman. With Izuku saying, Ichigo, you can't just... saying, she just phased through the freaking wall. I was just making sure. But saying, but did you really need to kick her? With soon saying, wait, you two can see me? With saying, yeah. Wait a minute. You were able to phase through the wall. Does that make you a spirit? Or a ghost? As Izuku began thinking this, with soon he was about to go back into his muttering fit before Ichigo basically punched his brother, saying, none of that. After the encounter, the young woman soon introduced herself as Rukia Kuchiki, and that she is a Soul Reaper. With soon Izuku began thinking, Soul Reaper? What the heck is that? With Ichigo thinking, is it some kind of spirit or possibly yokai? With soon she begins explaining what, Soul Reapers are with her same horrible, cute drawings. With soon finishing the explanation about Soul Reapers, as their jobs is to basically kill hollows and send spirits to the afterlife, being Soul Society. With that, soon Ichigo couldn't help but say, your drawings suck. With Izuku's eyes widening, saying, you can't just say that, Ichigo! Soon Ichigo saying, and how the hell can we believe her? There's no way that as soon Rukia began using Kido to actually bind Ichigo's arms and legs together, with soon she did the same to Izuku with him saying, wait, you don't have to. With soon he was also bind as well, with his arms up and held completely unable to move. As after that, that's when Hollow begins to show itself as it attacked Ichigo and Izuku's home. With then Izuku and Ichigo try to go down while they're still binded with Rukia's Kido, as they see their little sister Yuzu on the ground unconscious. With both Izuku and Ichigo freaking out, with Izuku wondering, where's Karin? As the both brothers try to move as much as they can while still binded, they soon see Karin basically grabbed by a hollow, with then Rukia doing her best to try and take it down. However, it seems to be too powerful even for her. Within both brothers basically breaking out of the binding. However, Izuku was able to break out of it a lot more sooner than Ichigo, with mostly due to his spiritual pressure being way much more stronger than Ichigo, actually, surprisingly. But right after, Ichigo did the same, with the two brothers trying to help out their younger sister, but to no avail. So then both brothers began feeling powerlessness, as the memories of their mother basically flash in their mind, as they're afraid of losing everything again. With soon Rukia saying, do one of you want power to protect them? With soon both of them look at Rukia saying, then I'll give you a fraction of my power. Just grab my sword and jab it into you, and my spiritual pressure will give you the strength that you need to fight back. But soon Izuku saying, but that doesn't make any sense. Are you trying to? Saying, you won't die. You'll just become a Soul Reaper, just like me, temporary at least. But soon Izuku wanted to say it, but he couldn't, as he felt tongue-tied entirely as he wanted to. But then Ichigo said, I'll do it. As long as I could save Kurin and Yuzu. That's all that matters. With Izuku saying, but Ichigo, I'm not just gonna sit by and do nothing. With Izuku was actually taken back by that, as he wanted to say the same thing, but for some reason he just can't. But then, just like before, Ichigo was given Rukia spiritual power, as he was able to take all of it because of his own spiritual energy, being his dormant Soul Reaper powers. With that, Ichigo became a Soul Reaper with his own Zanpakuto and everything. With that, Izuku was utterly surprised seeing his brother become a Soul Reaper. With soon one swing of his massive sword, the Hollow was killed, and Ichigo was able to save Karin. With then giving, as Ichigo gave their little sister to Izuku, and bringing them back inside. As for Rukia, she soon disappeared. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. And also, I know what some of you may be wondering. Wait, Leon, why didn't you just give the Soul Reaper powers to both Izuku and Ichigo? Well, there's only one problem. They still haven't unlocked their spiritual pressure and their Soul Reaper powers yet. And not only that, Rukia was able to give one of them their spiritual powers. Sure, I could have gave it to Izuku. However, I have some plans for Izuku's development throughout this What If series. Just letting you guys know. So, with that said, please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And also like and subscribe, which also helps out this channel a lot. And hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my other videos too. At any rate, also check out my Discord and my gaming channel. Links to be in the description below if you feel like it. So with all that said, this is Leon Moki, signing out. Later, guys.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!